Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. What's it like to be a woman in this world? New rankings and where the U.S. stands may surprise you.
Hi, I'm Cliff Rolls. The ladies call me Sarasota's society photographer, so stick around because I'm going to preview some of the biggest October events here.
I'm Bobette. Hurricane Matthew did a lot of physical damage to the southeast, but what about the damage to the economy? We'll find out in Money Matters.
And I'm Linda Carson. I get to learn something new today. We're getting lasso lessons to get ready for the Arcadia Rodeo. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to the busiest man in town this time of year,
yeah.
Cliff Rolls.
Good morning. Thank you for the invitation.
Great
The
to
most
see you.
popular man. Everybody wants him to
Yes,
take their picture.
exactly.
Because he does really flattering pictures.
Thank you, Linda.
Did the
You
ladies
can
chase
follow
you
me
around?
anytime.
They chase the camera around.
It's okay. It's a great way to be popular, and I'm sure you are getting ready to have a very busy season.
The busiest, yes.
How
absolutely.
exciting. Exciting
Yeah,
for all of
very
us to
much
have
so.
so many options.
You probably go to more galas than any man in town.
I probably do. I actually do. I'm, as I say, as long as this is between me and the guests, I'm fine. I can do my job and get out to the next one, which is good.
Well, we
Calling
appreciate you
multiple in
doing that.
one day. He's
Yes.
like hitting every place.
Everybody loves to see themselves dressed up and enjoying life.
And looking good. That's
Yeah.
very important.
Yes,
Cliff.
it is.
All right, well, we're going to find out the must-attend events coming up from Cliff in just a few minutes. But first, we must get to the kitchen. And, oh, my gosh, the smell in here could not be better. Our mouths are watering. And Kelly from Stottlemeyer's Smokehouse is with us. And I see sizzle and all sorts of great things. What are we making today?
Today we're going to make a fantastic ribeye steak, as well as mashed potatoes, red mashed potatoes, and sautéed fresh string beans.
Okay, and I understand this is actually to preview something coming up. Tell us
That's
about
correct.
that.
This is going to be one of our special dishes for our New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, it can't be that done yet.
It certainly is. All right. Thank you, Kelly.
You're
We look forward to finding about that. But I nearly fell over when she said New Year's Eve. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? We're already making New Year's Eve plans? I even made Halloween
almost
plans.
over.
Oh, I'm just getting started with this year.
Exactly.
You're gonna run out of
Are you going to
time.
give Wrigley, I saw Wrigley yesterday, are you going to give him a Halloween costume?
Wrigley will have a Halloween costume this year, and we're kind of debating it a little bit because, you know, puppies chew. So we're trying to come up with one that will make it through the day.
I want a photograph. That
We will let
It'll
you
be
know.
done by the end of the afternoon.
Yes, exactly. It's like dressing a toddler. You never quite know what they're going to do. I do have something I want everybody to think about doing tonight. Tonight is the National Night Out. And as a result, the Sarasota Police Department's holding a neat event. They're looking to build a stronger relationship with the community, so they'd like everyone to come out. It's the Bayou Oaks Neighborhood Association that's hosting this year. It'll be at the North Water Tower Park, and it starts in just a little bit from 6 to 9 this evening. There's food, there's drinks, there's entertainment, and the police are there. Even with a little obstacle course, the canines are out, and a chance for the kids to meet the police and fireworks. I think it's a great idea, given everything that's been going on this year, for people to, you know, understand that the police department really wants to be there for us and have them become a less scary presence
I've been
for
to
many
so
people.
many of these, and they're so much fun. There's so much free fun to be had right there. The kids get to touch the helicopters and see the dogs up close and see them work. It's really a great time. So it's a great time to bring the kids out and let them enjoy themselves.
I think nationally it can make a big difference. So ours starts at 6 o'clock this evening. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy. It is time for our first hot topic, and it is better to be a woman in Algeria or Kazakhstan than in the United States. That is according to an Opportunity Index. There's a new report on Save the Children, and it's based on the welfare of girls worldwide. Issues considered include education, child marriage, teen pregnancy, maternal deaths, and the number of female representatives in government. So Denmark comes in at #1 for women. Nigeria comes in last at 144th. So the U.S. ranks 32nd in the world. We are reportedly held back by factors including teen pregnancy And this will cause a chuckle here, I'm sure, the makeup of Congress. Women make up just under 20% of our 535 elected seats. Are you surprised the U.S. ranks this low in the world?
I wonder who did this survey. I think we're way higher than that. I've traveled a lot, and I've been very proud of the rights we have here and the abilities we have here. I've been a working woman for 53 years, and I've not faced too many barriers.
A lot of European countries rank better.
I actually disagree with you, Linda. I think that's the problem why we don't actually improve. We tend to think that we're doing so great because we're America, and the reality is when you go to other places, some of the things that a lot of other countries are experiencing have far outweighed what we are doing here. It's like you still have a glass ceiling for many women. You still have a wage gap for many women. You still have so many different things as, you know, just workplace harassment. There's still a lot of stereotypes when it comes to us, you know, moving forward.
Well, I haven't run into many of those except the wage gap. I'll take that one, the wage gap. I need a raise, people.
Yeah. Cliff, you travel a lot.
Yes.
Anything to add on this?
Well, I actually basically am not surprised that Middle East and Africa are right down the bottom of the list because the way that women
Yeah,
are treated in
absolutely.
those countries, it's horrendous. And having read so many books about it, I don't go into details, but it's terrible how young ladies are treated physically, mentally, and of course they're subjected to marriage at a
Young age.
at an age of what, 9, 10 sometimes.
You know what? Interesting that you said that. I found a statistic on that that said worldwide, a girl under 15 is married to an older man every 7 seconds.
Oh my God.
When you look at the amount that happens in many of those other continents and countries. So, you know, it is. Northern Europe beat us in practically every category in terms of the United States and how women are viewed and treated. But then, of course, there's the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh, wow.
So, a little bit of everything. But an interesting report. I think we are a little surprised to see the U.S. come up so low. Well, we've heard exercise is a good way to blow off steam when you're fired up about something. But new research says this may not be true. It's actually how a lot of people have their first heart attack. Extreme emotion and extreme activity cause the risk of experiencing a heart attack within the hour to triple. That is according to a study in the American Heart Association Journal. Doctors say anger and exercise are actually a lot alike. They both raise your blood pressure and your heart rate. So if we're not supposed to do exercise when we're angry, what do you do?
Go to sleep.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I walk. You know, that really makes me cool down because you walk a distance and then, you know, it's nice outside or hot outside. So you're thinking about the outside, what's around you, and you sort of forget about what's making you so mad.
Sometimes, you know, people have been talking about meditation, and it actually really helps concentrating on something else. It's a lot of times just being able to control your emotions and not let a person get the best of you.
And this study makes a lot of sense to me because, I mean, if you think about, you know, the stereotypical punch it out on a punching bag or something like that, your heart rate's already up, you know, your blood pressure's already up, and then you're adding
That's
physical.
making you more angry.
Well, and then you're adding physical to it. It's certainly a strain on your heart.
Well, I really just go to sleep. I'm
I
not
don't know
exaggerating.
how you do that.
That's a skill.
Anytime I'm really, really bothered about something, I say, you know what, I'm just going to take a nap. When I wake up, I'm fine.
If I see you sleeping at your desk, I'll know what's
You'll
going
know.
You know,
on.
she's
It
stressed.
reminds me of that cartoon or that commercial where the guy's head blows off. It's like the steam builds up so much it just blows the top of your head off.
Yep.
If you hold it all in, that's what
Yeah.
happens. My wife's complete difference to me. She holds it all in and bottles it all up. I vent it out. I shout it out if I'm angry and everything, and it goes. That's how I get rid of my stress. I basically shout it all
Verbally.
out. Absolutely.
And then we move on.
And then we move on.
Then we
There
move
you
on.
go.
Well, good news for the number on the scale right now. This week may be the peak of your health all year long. A new Cornell University study says fall is when Americans weigh the least. Roughly 10 weeks of the holiday season is when we gain the most, and we're about to head into it. So then it takes on average 5 months for us to lose the extra bulk that we pick up every year, which usually peaks at New Year's. So doctors say rather than making a New Year's resolution to lose weight, research suggests we should make a fall resolution not to gain as much weight during the holidays. Interesting approach. I like that.
I like the idea. If you don't gain it, you can't worry about losing
You don't have to lose it.
Yeah.
And then Cliff tells me we have a bigger social season headed our way
Oh,
than
the
ever
biggest.
before. How are we going to
And
do this?
Yeah, exactly. And when I look over at the steaks and we'll go to all these restaurants, the Michaels and the Ritzes and all the rest of it, and all all these finger food is coming past me every 5 seconds. How am I supposed to lose weight, Linda? Come on.
Well, if your dress is tight enough, I have found.
My dress isn't.
You can't eat. You don't dare eat. So I have been
Just
there
in
too.
case. That's the idea. We're all going to wear smaller clothes to these events so we cannot eat.
So
them.
you cannot possibly.
I think this
And,
is a good
you know,
plan.
I tell myself after Thanksgiving dinner, that wasn't worth it. You know, the pie's down in like 3 seconds and it's over. And then you have to worry about it for a long time and you don't feel so good after you eat
It
all
is
of it.
hard. I will confess, I made oatmeal raisin cookies for kids last night, and I had more than my fair share. Because,
Whole dozen.
boy, are those good. All right, we better get working on our goals here. Well, if you're looking for the latest and greatest TV for your home, you may have to look harder for the newest one, because this TV is practically invisible when it's not on. It is a new prototype by Panasonic on display at the Electronics Expo in Japan this week. See, when it's switched on, it looks like a normal TV, but when it's switched off, it is transparent as glass, which means you can see the wall or the shelving behind the unit. This is being called the future
Oh, wow.
of
I love
display
it.
screens. Isn't that interesting?
I love
That
it.
is amazing.
Yes.
But that means you can't wad up those cords behind the TV.
Yeah, you have to be really neat to have that.
And you have to have a flat wall. I'm not so sure I have one of those.
Very neat concept, though. We usually see the electronics expos in Japan light years ahead of our next set.
I mean,
that's
I
not
like
good.
it. I like it, but I just feel like I don't think it's for me. I'm too sloppy for that. You will see everything.
You may not have an option
There
in
you
the
go.
future, so
Hey.
we'll see. Well, another cool tech development may be flying by. Verizon says they're going to offer a data plan for drones in 2017. Then the drones would be able to send the photos and stream video directly back to devices and monitors on the ground. So, on a positive side, companies would be able to use this to monitor things like wildfires and oil pipelines. It also would allow for remote piloting. But is there a creepy factor to streaming back drone video?
I was
Yes.
thinking of letting the children go play in the playground and you're watching them on the drone, but then you've got to get there quick. I guess that wouldn't matter. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, but I would be worried about someone like my neighbor streaming back video or something like that.
I
or
agree.
You're going somewhere and they're recording you.
I think for every use of technology, you have to be concerned that there's a negative use as well. Cliff, this may impact you. What do you think about?
I'm not a drone fan, to be honest.
No?
I see them as dangers, obviously, to anything that's flying around in the air,
Yeah.
which has already happened a few times. Don't like the idea of Big Brother is watching me much from the air, never knowing what they're seeing and where they're looking. And I'm just not a big fan of it. And, you know, being a photographer, I know they take fantastic photos, they really do. But not quite there yet to buy myself a drone and try it out.
The
Right.
human eye is better.
I think my human eye is, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I don't
agree.
mind them having like some sort of technology on it where they can take pictures.
Right.
My thing is the streaming of
I
it.
think that
I
gets
think
a
that's
little
where
scarier.
you get a little too far in it. Take your pictures, go back to your computer, download, because then at least while that is some, there's sketchy areas there too, I feel a little bit safer. It's not streaming live video of me walking around in my house or
Right,
something.
and remote piloting to me gets scarier because then person can hide
Yeah.
who's actually running it.
I
Right
am
now, that's
picturing
illegal.
the guy watching me, sweet and dust, and pretty soon he is sound asleep. That's the ultimate punishment.
All right, well, sound asleep is the goal of one dad. He has proved he has mastered parenting, and now his selfie has gone viral. Cliff is the grandpa of twins. You will appreciate this. So look what this dad set up in the car to keep his triplets from fighting over their snacks. 2 large pieces of foam core board now separate the 3 triplets in the back seat of the Honda Odyssey. There's been no more fighting, and the guys at the drive-thru said this was genius.
That is genius.
My congrats to Dad for figuring out how to make
Clever,
peace
yeah.
with the triplets in the car.
I think you can do that with even the older kids.
Absolutely.
I would have loved that when
If you
I
can
was young.
strap them down, yeah.
The car is a
Separating
battleground.
From my sister, I just don't want to be bothered with her.
Yeah, I agree. If they can reach each other in the car, it is a problem. So that is a great idea. Thumbs up for Dad. We are impressed. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we're going to get ready to go walking.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Northeast winds bringing some Atlantic moisture at some low levels. No real threat of any significant rainfall, but it has brought quite a bit of cloudiness across much of the Suncoast this afternoon. And you can still see Nicole, which is now again a hurricane, back to hurricane status as it is moving northward now toward Bermuda. And it could be a formidable Category 1 storm with 90-mile-an-hour winds here before long. Again, those northeasterly winds will stay with us, it appears, right through Thursday. And currently we are looking at some clouds around. Dew point is at 63. That number's coming up a little bit. Winds are out of the east northeast at 12, and the pressure 30 inches even. That has dropped a little bit. And you can see all that dry air that was around yesterday slowly thinning out. And you can see a better looking and healthier looking Nicole, too, with a well-defined eye now, moving right toward Bermuda. And it looks as though we're in the clear here as far as any rain goes. And dew point temperatures staying pretty low. Looks to be pretty nice again with low temperatures in the mid-60s. More at 5.
We keep hearing how important it is to be active and that a sedentary lifestyle leads to so many chronic health problems like obesity. 35% of the U.S. population is considered obese at this time. And here to tell us about a new program to encourage physical activity for all ages is Dr. Rose Baez from the Gulf Coast Medical Group. Welcome. We are so happy to have you. Now, you have a program there for walking.
Yes, it's actually not a program that was initiated here. It was started in 2005 with a cardiologist actually from Columbus, Ohio, who was frustrated with, he wanted to improve the health of his patients, and he initiated a walking program. Every Saturday morning he went out with whomever wanted to show up, and they took a walk together and chatted, and
That's nice.
And it's called Walk with a Doc.
and it's called Walk with a Doc.
So each of these walks have a doctor with them.
Yes, yes. It is hosted by a local physician, and there are, my understanding is that there are at least 260 programs throughout the country. So I'm very excited about launching it in this area.
You're going to be walking?
I will be walking.
How vigorous is this going to be?
Well, I am trying to encourage anybody and everyone to show up. And we will have, it will be me and perhaps 2 or 3 of staff members from Gulf Coast Medical Group who will walk with us as well. So we will have any range of walking speed that we need.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
I'm afraid I couldn't keep up. I'd be that little old lady way down behind. How far are you going?
We are hoping to do about a 3 to 3.5 mile walk in about 1 hour, which is a nice pace, a good pace for exercise.
What
that's
health
not that
benefits
bad.
could you get from this?
Well, the health benefits are numerous, and primarily there's cardiovascular benefit. I guess that's very much the reason why a cardiologist initiated it.
Get your heart going, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, you know, like for people that are in our community, a lot of them tend to be older. Is walking safe? Is, you know, they worry about, hurting their knees or hurting their
falls.
legs or things like that.
Sure.
Is that something that, you know, you recommend they do?
Absolutely. Walking is safe you can do it from the moment you start walking at age 1 till your last days. And I only recommend that when you come out for the walk, you wear your sunscreen, you wear good walking shoes, and that you don't walk at a pace that is beyond what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
I like the social aspect too, because I think the reason a lot of people don't always go exercise is, you know, it's not all that much fun by yourself, and
Absolutely.
especially, you know, so this gives people an opportunity to be together. How do you think you can support that as a physician?
Well, I feel that that's what I'm doing with this program is they will come out. The Walk with a Doc program encourages the hosting physician to speak for 3 to 5 minutes on a lifestyle medicine type of topic that might improve upon their health. And I will encourage those to be interactive so that they can ask me questions if they like. But primarily throughout the walk, I will be available to chat.
Oh, that's good.
So
It's a good way to get doctor's advice, too.
If you're going to
Absolutely.
chat.
I have to keep up with this one.
For more information, go to GulfCoastMedicalGroup.net. And the walk is going to be at Centennial Park in Venice, and I believe it's October 22nd.
October 22nd at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. You'll be through by like 9 or 9:30, and you feel good the rest of the week. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Dr. Rose. And coming up, we are going to find out about lassoing. We're going to learn to lasso. I think I can do that.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I'm all for free speech. I'm all for really almost unlimited campaign spending. But I think the system has to be transparent, and I think it has to be open so people know where it's coming from.
Dark money in our local elections. Find out how it's creating challenges for Republicans and Democrats alike. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dotoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
And welcome back. We're all about trying new things on this show, and I'm extremely looking forward to this one because I don't think I can fall off anything or get hurt. Today we're learning how to rope bulls and broncos for the Arcadia Rodeo. The event is coming up this weekend, and here to tell us all about it and teach us how to lasso is Ashlyn Leap. Now, lassoing, you know, you think of rodeos, you think of all the different things that's going on there. Tell me about what people can expect if they come out.
Well, there's going to be the bull riding, bronc riding, tie-down roping, team roping, and barrel racing.
A lot of roping.
Yes, there is a lot of roping.
And how did you get into it?
Well, my family has always been in it, and I started riding when I was like 3, and I went to a rodeo, and I fell in love with it, and I started rodeoing when I was 8. And
wow.
I've been doing it since then.
You know, it's interesting that people flock all over. The Arcadia Rodeo is really known throughout the country, and people flock all over to see a lot of people come and do things like this. So we want you guys to teach us just a little bit of a lesson of how we can also get in on the action. Now, I'm gonna step back, let you show us what we're going to be doing, and then we'll have our first lesson, okay? All right, so show us some stuff.
And describe it as you do
it.
Yeah,
okay.
So we are beginners.
All right, well, you swing it around like this. And when you get ready to throw, pretend like you're throwing a baseball at a target, and you throw down, and you pull your slap.
Well, if that was a bull, you got it.
Yes, you did. That one's not getting away. All right, so swing it.
So but is there a
swing
wrist
it.
action? Like what? Is it like a wrist?
You roll, like your wrist rolls when you
All
do
right,
it.
we nominate Linda because she's dressed appropriately.
Okay.
Listen,
She's got her Western wear on.
She knew
You
that
take
she was
your
going to be
finger like
rodeoing.
this, and you
back that
point
up.
your pointer finger down.
Point my finger
on
down,
it.
down like that. Okay, and hold this.
Yes.
I'm
Go
moving,
around my
Bobette.
head.
All right, how about you? I'm backing up.
Ready, set, look out, bull! Here
Oh
I
my gosh, she
go. Well, I hit him.
That's close
I
enough.
should get points for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
think
do
you're so good.
it
Come on.
again. No,
Try
do it
again,
again.
Linda.
Do it
Here,
again.
you can do it again. You might want to get a little bit closer.
Yeah,
so
I'm thinking
you
the same
can...
thing.
She's gonna go right up.
It is a
You're
live
going
animal.
Okay.
You're going around sideways?
Yep.
So, but you were going around your head.
We'll go
All
around
right.
your head. There. Oh.
Oh, bull! I'm sure it was his fault.
And at the rodeo, is this going to be a live
come
bull?
on, come on, Bobette. Let me see you do this.
At the
All right,
rodeo,
Bobette, you're up.
You
at
think
the
it's so
rodeo, is
easy?
this a live bull?
At the rodeo, the tie-down ropers, they're going to be roping calves. And then the team ropers are roping steers. And
These
the
are
team
real,
roping,
so real animals that are running around.
Yes.
So we can't even get a steady target. You want us to get a moving one? Okay.
Bobette's going to rope herself.
That didn't work out. Okay, let's try that
I'll
again.
rebuild it for
It
you.
looks so easy when she
It
does it.
does. It's the risk action.
So the point of roping a steer or a calf is to bring them in to the barn? Is that
No, so we
correct?
can brand them.
At the rodeo, when you rope, you
That
get a
looks good.
time, and the fastest
I don't
time
think
wins,
that's
but you have
right.
to catch.
Okay.
Get a time.
Doing it wrong.
Do it the other way. Go like this way.
Counterclockwise.
There you go. That's
Oh! All right, Bobette's nearly killed Linda. You're
Did I rope one of you?
Yeah, Linda.
This is dangerous.
All right, will you set this up for me? I don't know if I can do this
You
either.
are going to be our saving grace.
I don't know.
because
Linda did pretty well. Linda looked very official swinging it around her head. This is where
But
you're
she
going to know
swings
I'm
it
a city
around her-
girl.
On the
Okay.
side.
All right, hold it.
You point your finger down.
Okay.
You rope like that.
Okay.
And then pretend you're throwing a baseball. Like
I can
swing
do
it
that.
around your head and point at the
how
target.
I couldn't even get that part. Look at that.
I can throw a baseball. That I get.
So Stephanie is competing in the Arcadia Rodeo this weekend. She's going to be roping calves.
That was a lot of fun. I could wear your clothes and swing. See, having 4 boys pays off. That's what I'm telling you.
So, when people are doing this, are there any other techniques you can teach her?
Show us how you set it up originally.
Okay.
Because that was interesting
Because
to me.
I feel like I didn't get any kind of...
And while she does that, tell us how to get to the rodeo.
All right, well, the rodeo is going to be October the 15th and 16th. If you want to get more information, you want to go to their website, arcadiarodeo.com. And next, we're going to have, Cliff is going to help us plan our October social calendar. But before that, we're going to go back to the rodeo.
Who's doing that?
And see if I can redeem myself.
All right, back up, Linda. One more rope.
I think this is because I'm left-handed.
Don't hold it. Oh, you are left.
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
So I'm like throwing it the wrong way.
All right, we're out of time, girl. Keep practicing.
All right.
Throw it like a bell. Oh!
Wait, I'm going to do this.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with Kelly Floyd from Stottlemyre's Smokehouse in the kitchen today. And Kelly, you talked about how we're making steak for your New Year's celebration. Way too far away for us. Tell us what you have going on right now at Stottlemyre's.
Well, we have a bunch of daily specials, dinner specials. In addition to that, we've really been doing a lot of nice local bands. So we have bands 5 nights a week underneath a fantastic tiki. And so, yes, this is for our New Year's Eve. We're going to be open until 1 o'clock in the morning on New Year's, which is going to be fun. But every night we have a different dinner special, so it's a little bit of a variety from the regular menu.
It sounds great, and we can't wait to enjoy the patio. All right, we'll join you in the kitchen in a little bit. Linda?
The temperatures are finally cooling off, and the Suncoast social scene is heating up. We call Cliff Sarasota's society photographer, and he's here to preview the calendar that is just full of events. Okay, Cliff.
Well, let me
what's coming up on our social scene?
Let me say I have the same problem as you with Suncoast scene as regards what to choose to cover when I come on this program, because I'm covering 6 events today very quickly. I could cover 26 without any problem at all.
So busy.
It's going to be the busiest season. There are more and more non-profits coming up into Sarasota and Minnesota. So basically, they all want the same thing. They want money from people. So they have to have events.
You gotta show them
that
the
is what
time,
we
though.
do. So you preview them, so do I, and I go and shoot them. I got 6 today that I picked out as being 6 of the biggest and most interesting for us. Of course, I could talk about Sailor Freedom, and I could talk about the other masses of events that are going on, but I'm going to concentrate on these 6 because, first of all, there's an ABC7 relationship in the first one. Ooh. It's called A Date for Goodness Sake. It's a bachelor auction. It's coming up this Thursday.
You can buy a date with Don Brennan. Oh my goodness.
Or without him.
Let me tell you. Linda, one of my
You've
favorites.
got 14 bachelors raising money.
And Anna.
Raising money for 13 major charities in Sarasota.
That's
Craig,
right.
Dan, Daniel, David, Eric, Joseph, Kyle, Mitch, Neil, Steve, Tim, and ABC's Dan, Dwayne, and Adam.
That's great.
They're going to be there. I'm emceeing it with Lulu, the lovely Lulu. It's going on at McCurdy's this Thursday evening, and we are looking forward to that. That's going to be really, really interesting. It's about the 4th or 5th time that I've done it, and I know that you won't be able to hear yourself for the screaming of the ladies. Again, you do not have to take the bachelor with you. You can leave him alone, take the package that he's selling, go and enjoy it with your significant other. So that's the date for goodness sake. That is the bachelor auction.
Just in case. That's
Heck, if I buy myself a bachelor,
you've got a backup plan, yes.
All
if you've got a boyfriend, you can take him with your significant other.
What else is going on?
Spark, Safe Place and Rape Crisis Centre. Amazing Raise and Raise the Roof. Going on this Saturday.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Amazing Race is the scavenger hunt that 20 teams will be taking part in from 4 or 5 o'clock onwards until about 8 o'clock. They go out in cars and they do tasks that are set for them. What I'd like to talk about mostly, though, is Raise the Roof, which is the party that goes on at Michael's on East during and after they're out on their scavenger hunt. There are still tickets available, open bar, food. You can watch these teams outside in real time on huge screens. There's a DJ dancing in a nightclub type setting and all that at Michael's on East. You can watch all the teams on the big screens and then they all come back, you end the race and there's a big party at Michael's.
So you don't have to dress up?
You don't, not at all. And you wait and see the team, the way the teams look when they come in from the legs on.
They're tired.
Okay, that's
relax.
Amazing Race and Raise the Roof. That's this Saturday. On Thursday, October the 20th, the Goodwill Minnesota are giving away their annual Ambassador Awards. Let me just list them quickly. Adams and Reese LLP, Danny Blue, Gloria Moss, iHeart Media Sarasota, Jewish Family and Children's Services of the Suncoast, and the SunTrust Bank. They are the ambassadors that are going to win the Ambassador Awards at Michael's on Thursday, October the 20th, held by Goodwill Minnesota.
That'll be a fun time.
On Saturday the 22nd, which seems to be one of the most popular Saturdays already on the calendar, there's loads and loads going on. I'll be personally at the Can Dance. It's at Michael's on East. Let me list you. Roger Capote from Selby Gardens, Bart Lowther from Merrill Lynch, Athley Guttridge, the one and only Les McCurdy, Alex Redmond from ABC7, and Jennifer Rust. Those are your celebrity dancers. They will be dancing with professional dancers. For me, one of the most colourful, loveliest events of the year, held by the Community AIDS Network. Professional dance performances, taxi dancing with professional dance instructors, fabulous food. This is a wonderful evening, ladies.
That is. Oh, and we're going to preview that tomorrow on this show.
There we go.
We'll learn
All
more.
right. You'll learn more about it. The biggest event in October is without a doubt Key to the Cure.
Yes.
And Key to the Cure will attract between 900 and 1,000 principally ladies who will come to it's the 11th anniversary. It's the 11th time that the Sarasota Memorial Healthcare Foundation has partnered with Saks Fifth Avenue, Sarasota, to present this wonderful event. And don't forget, it's a weekend shopping event. It's not just that one kickoff event. It's a weekend shopping event sponsored by Saks. The kickoff party, which I'll be covering and which no doubt a lot of you will all be at, is on Thursday, October the 27th at Saks in the UTC. And to date, you must note that the event has raised over $1.1 million to further breast, ovarian, uterine and cervical cancer research and related projects in the Sarasota Manatee community.
You can have
that
a great
is
time.
absolutely brilliant. And you've got Sally Schul is co-organising that. Terry Najmaholder, the general manager of Saks Fifth Avenue, all on that as well. My last event today, how quickly that goes. My last event today is one that's happening on the 29th, and it's one of my favourites. It's the Planned Parenthood's Safe Sex Halloween Bash. It's at Michael's. Most of my month will be spent at Michael's. It's funny. This month, anyway. Haunted Hollywood, the spookiest event of the season. And tickets include an open bar, late night fun, DJ and dancing, live entertainment. There'll be goodie bags and shocking surprises. You can get in at the door. And just to give you an idea, Haunted Hollywood, they want you to dress up like Alfred Hitchcock or Marilyn Monroe or Wes Craven or Betty Davis. Those Hollywood stars that have had their reputation made in these haunted and horror stories.
Oh, that sounds like so much
So those
fun.
are the 6 I chose.
Photo of the month. Okay, your
The photo of the month. I was in Washington Square Park in New York a couple of weeks ago on a course with one of the world's best photographers, and we looked round into a fountain. Let's bring it up. And this one I chose. This was done last week. This was done actually on the Kangamangas Trail. I did this out of a train. It's a beautiful covered bridge with an autumn setting.
That is lovely.
I couldn't remember which I sent him.
We need a little fall here.
This was gorgeous. So I did this last week in New England.
Thank you so much. And if you're going to these events, money matters. So Richard is going to be here in just a moment to tell us how to handle that part of our life. We'll be right back.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. The public's turn to weigh in on Benderson's latest proposed project in South Sarasota. What residents are most concerned about with the Siesta Promenade and the proposed 500 apartments and a hotel. Plus, protecting mangroves across Sarasota County. The new rules professional trimmers will now have to abide by. Let's get a check on the weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Well, Scott, some clouds coming in from the Atlantic all the way over to our coast, keeping kind of cloudy conditions all up and down west central Florida. And Nicole is getting better organized. Look at the satellite imagery showing a well-defined eye now as it heads toward Bermuda. It's going to bring some very windy conditions and also the possibility of heavy rainfall there. For us, a different story. We have some clouds around, temperatures into the low to mid 80s right now. It looks like another cool night ahead. We'll have the details on your forecast coming up today at 5. See you then.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
I'm Alan Cohn. Dark money here on the Suncoast. Both parties are using political action committees. Find out how big money is impacting our elections.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
And welcome back. Hurricane Matthew did a lot of physical damage to the southeast, and now we're finding out it also had some economic impacts. And in today's Money Matters, our financial expert Richard Stern tells us what we are seeing and when it comes to the impacts of the storm.
Well, of course, the storm is so recent, the numbers that we have are very, very preliminary, but those preliminary numbers are anywhere from $4 to $6 billion. Based on what has happened in previous storms, it's very likely that number could as much as double. So we could be looking at $8 to $12 billion in terms of the cost for the hurricane. The important thing to realize, though, is that in the grand scheme of things, this is really very small. And what I mean by that is let's take a look at what the cost of other hurricanes have been. Hurricane Sandy, or Superstorm Sandy as they call it in 2012, $20 billion, that should be with a B, compared to $4 billion to $6 billion with Matthew. And of course, we all remember Hurricane Katrina in 2005, $40 billion. So if you take the interim and say this is $6 billion or so, and it's easy for me to say, but 6 times as much damage in Hurricane Katrina as we've seen in Matthew. And of course, what's happened in North Carolina just in the last few days is so far really very hard to quantify. But in the general scheme of things, major storm, but not major economic impact as there have been on some.
And these numbers are including people all up the coast, not just in Florida, but also in some of the other states that were impacted.
Correct. And there are, insurance things to be discussed, settled. Every state has an insurance pool if necessary. So a lot of these numbers still have to be shaken out. But bottom line is a significant event, but not in the history of what others have cost.
Which is
but the agony that has caused individuals when they've lost their home and their car and everything.
Absolutely
so
correct.
Do these storms also tend to have, when you see those numbers, have an impact of how people invest or what they're doing after the storms?
Well, it really depends on what they had been doing prior, because the investment is a whole different world, and most things that I get involved in are really not necessarily hard, concrete kinds of things. They're more theoretical. You want to buy 100 shares of Amazon, or you want to buy 200 shares of XYZ Corporation. If you were in a position to do it before, chances are you're still in a position to do that. So I'm not sure there's a direct correlation there, really.
All right. And any other concerns when it comes to the storm that people are noticing now?
Well, I don't think there's any question you have to have flood insurance. It's a government-sponsored program. It's reasonably inexpensive, and certainly you have to have adequate insurance all across the board. But flood insurance, we certainly have seen as a major, major contributor.
Well, switching gears, I understand you brought us some wise sayings or proverbs, if you will.
Well, I thought I would try and put in perspective. We all are familiar with things like the pot calling the kettle black, or don't cry over spilled milk.
Yes.
So I thought I'd bring you a couple of Wall Street things that we can talk about. The first one is very simple. It says, there you see it, the trend is your friend. And what we mean by that is, many times people try to either pick the top of the market or the bottom of the market, and the truth is you really can't do either one with any degree of success. So if
But how do you know it's not the top or the bottom?
Well, you don't know until afterward. That's absolutely true.
And there is no trend this year. It looks like this from day to day.
Well, but the trend is still slightly higher. Remember, interest rates are so low that people are buying dividend-paying stocks now. No question, we see markets up 200, we see markets down 200, but the trend has been higher. And the trend is your friend is a way for particularly people who believe in technical analysis, charts and figures like that. Follow that very, very carefully.
All right, we have time for one more proverb. What's that one going to be?
The next one is, time in the market is more important than the timing of the market. It sort of goes hand in hand, but trying to time the market is really kind of a fool's errand. You can't do it with any degree of consistency, but people who have been successful investors have been doing it for a long time. They don't panic, they stay the course, they know where they're trying to go, they work with someone professionally who can hopefully give them some guidance and maybe even hold their hand in a tough market. And overall, it's time in the market, not the timing of. Very,
means you've got to be old. The older you get, the longer you've been in the
patient. And patient.
Patient certainly
I can handle the old, not the patient.
I look forward to that one. All right, well, thank you so much, Richard.
You're welcome.
And next, you always give us the best things that's going on in Wall Street. And next, we're going to catch up with the latest in the news. All right, we'll be right back.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees. Every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
There
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
A couple of Hollywood headlines to share before we head to the kitchen, and his name is Craig. Daniel Craig, and he apparently is not ready to stop being James Bond. There was all this talk when he said before he would, and I quote, rather slash his wrists than play Bond again. Yet now apparently he's had a change of heart. Wonder if that has to do with the paycheck. He now says he has the best job in the world. He'll keep doing it as long as he gets a kick out of it.
Just like a politician.
That's a good one.
I don't know why you wanted to stop in the first place, but apparently
He had to let the studio get scared so he can get paid. That's what you got to do.
It's all a game.
Poker
It's all a game. Yep, I guess so. Well, here's someone who has gotten herself in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what the studio will think about this. You'll remember her from Divergent. Star Shailene Woodley facing criminal trespassing charges. She kind of had a sit-in. She protested the North Dakota Access Pipeline. Her arrest came when she was in the middle of a 2-hour live stream on her Facebook page. That pipeline would carry crude oil from North Dakota through South Dakota and Iowa, and she is not a fan. So she protested with the group. We don't see a lot of that from Hollywood stars anymore.
No.
Used to hear a lot more about that back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good. You know, you stand up for what you believe in.
Yes, and don't just do the superficial thing like acting. Do something that really matters.
Absolutely. It was kind of nice to see someone at least having a stand, though. Maybe not since she got arrested. But here's someone who doesn't.
She can afford the bail.
This guy doesn't want anyone else to get arrested. So Kevin Hart is the latest recipient of a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was honored at his ceremony yesterday. He's had a huge year at the box office, right along to Central Intelligence, The Secret Life of Pets, and his latest film, the stand-up movie, What Now, is on its way out. What was his big comment? Please do not pee on my star for at least the first month. That's what he had to say. I guess that's what makes him a comedian. All right, coming up, we're going to join Stottlemeyer's in the kitchen. Wait till you see the steak they're getting ready to teach us how to make.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A Sarasota couple encounters a scene straight out of a scary movie.
And all of a sudden we saw just hundreds of snakes all over the road.
A wildlife expert explains why hundreds of snakes gathered on a Sarasota roadway last night. Now, let's take a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. There is an accident in Manatee County. It is at Magellan Drive East between Fairway Drive and Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Well, Haley, another hurricane. It was a tropical storm yesterday. Now a hurricane looking healthy on the satellite imagery, too, and it's headed right for Bermuda. This is Nicole, the 14th named storm of the season, and it is getting bigger, and it's got a destiny with Bermuda. It looks like it could be a Category 1 or possibly 2. We're looking at clouds here. We'll let you know about all those clouds coming up today at 5.
Download ABC 7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better eater.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, local celebrities show they can dance. Les McCurdy and the Community AIDS Network join us to show us their dancing feat for a good cause. Our pet trends expert is here to get our four-legged friends ready for Halloween, both in and out of the house. I think we'll have to have Wrigley visit us tomorrow. Plus, Suncoast for sale, and Chef Judy has the best pumpkin treats of the season.
We are back with Kelly, the general manager of Stottlemeyer's Smokehouse.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
What an intro.
Quite an introduction.
That is quite the introduction.
And Kelly, we're working on your New Year's dish. It's a steak.
It's a nice, very nice ribeye bone in. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that seasoning.
Okay.
Okay.
And is that a special house blend?
That is. So that's going to have garlic. You have salt, pepper, onion. There you go. And then you're just
What
going to
about
just a tiny pinch of cumin. There you go.
And you said, so
and then
now
you're going
I
to put
take-
the seasoned side down.
And tell us about the pan, because I like what's waiting for us in the pan. That has the bacon leftovers in it, is
Oh
that
yes,
right?
Inside of here, when we cook the
Do I do
bacon,
the other
yeah,
side
go
too?
right ahead. We just we kept the reserve, so
Right,
for
the bacon
taste.
fat.
Yep, absolutely.
Yum.
And just you can do a
So
generous.
you put it on both sides.
Generous. Yeah, put the seasoning on both
Okay.
sides.
When you said generous, that meant also do it on the stove.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Sorry, you can be messy.
That's okay. And then what we're going to do over here is the green beans. So you're going to go ahead and put your beans in.
All these beans?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't blanch them first?
No.
Okay, they go in raw.
They're going to go in, and you'll know them when they're done when they're a light brown.
Oh, that's bacon fat?
That is. We kept the reserve from the bacon, so it's going to
I
have
get
a
it.
nice...
We cook everything in bacon fat here.
And then
No
go
wonder
ahead and
we
dump
like
that
this.
right in.
All this goes right in
Sure,
there?
absolutely. And then a
Okay.
nice pinch of fresh rubbed
What is that?
It's rubbed sage. There you go.
Okay.
And now we're just going to cook this until it's nice and brown.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you want to just keep
I will.
stirring that
I'll do
occasionally.
it. Trust me.
All right. And you know, when you start with the steak, how long are you cooking each side?
You're going to cook it at about 3 to 4 minutes on each side.
And you had a good little tip that you gave that has to do with your hand for things. Tell us that.
So when you take your thumb and your index finger and
Okay.
you push on there, that's going to be rare.
Okay.
Oh.
If you go like that, that's going to be medium. Medium, well, and well done.
Oh, so it's all about how you move your fingers.
That's correct.
To change
and
the
you can
muscle.
feel it, right, exactly. And you'll feel it as you switch your fingers, the tightening and the firmness.
And
Oh,
the
I
middle of
see.
the steak,
Yeah.
is that where you push? Because I'm the one that cuts it open to see what temperature
Yes.
it is.
And then
so
you
now
know
you
how
lose
the
juice.
juice
Right,
is.
so now you don't have to do that because now you can you'll get the hang of it after a while.
All right, good advice. And before I carve our sample here, because I know Bo Beth is about ready to dive in here, tell me a little bit about the smashed potatoes.
So it's a garlic mashed potatoes. We started it, you know, you're boiling your potatoes, and then before, what we start with is we do some of the minced garlic with the butter, and we do that before we start the potatoes.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm doing a very good job carving here because that is not my forte. But this is actually all part of the New Year's Eve celebration at Stottlemeyer's. It is never too early to start making your plans. Wait till you see the gorgeous color. I know I'm a long way away of the shot here. The gorgeous color of that tomahawk ribeye. So tomahawk ribeye on the menu and lots of great things at the Tiki Bar and daily specials that you can enjoy at Stottlemeyer's throughout the week. So thanks for joining us, Kelly.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to get going.
Now.
All right, Bo Beth, I'm handing it over, girl. Start carving, but you have to share bite-sized pieces. Pretend you're our mom.
Don't forget Cliff and I.
Cliff, you need a good meal because you're going to be a busy man with your social calendar.
I certainly am.
All right, well, we love seeing you everywhere. Thanks for the great pictures, and thank you for joining us. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view. Stealing a bean.